Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to discuss an important topic from sodium, that is hyponatremia. I repeat, hyponatremia. What do you mean by hyponatremia? Hypo means less than the normal range, natremia means sodium and mia means blood. So hyponatremia means sodium level is decreased in blood less than the normal range, and it is the commonest electrolyte disorder. We may define as it is the clinical disorder with plasma sodium concentration less than 135 millimole per liter. Hyponatremia is mostly due to water imbalance rather than sodium imbalance. What is the classification of hyponatremia? Hyponatremia may be classified as isotonic hyponatremia, hypertonic hyponatremia, and hypotonic hyponatremia. Isotonic means the tonicity is similar to plasma tonicity. Hypertonic means tonicity is more than the normal plasma tonicity. And hypotonicity means tonicity less than the normal plasma tonicity. Now come isotonic hyponatremia. Common cause of isotonic hyponatremia is pseudo-hyponatremia. And here the features may be plasma osmolarity is normal, that is 280 to 295 milliosmol per liter. And here body total sodium content is normal and euvolumic. Now come to the point, though we say that it is hyponatremia, why body total sodium content is normal here? For this, first we have to discuss the pseudo-hyponatremia. Pseudo-hyponatremia is the artificial lowering of plasma sodium concentration because of increased solid phase of plasma. Normally, plasma contains 93% water and 6 to 8% solid phase. Usually, this solid phase is ignored and 1 liter plasma assumed to 1 liter water, in which 140 millimole sodium is found. Now, suppose solid phase of plasma has been increased and it represents 50% of total plasma volume. In that case, 1 liter plasma will contain 500 ml water with 70 millimole sodium, and another 500 ml will represent the solid phase without sodium. Now, if this plasma is used for measurement of sodium concentration, then technical device will read 70 millimole sodium present in 1 liter plasma. This report will clearly be regarded as hyponatremia, but in fact sodium concentration per liter of plasma is still normal, as because 70 millimole sodium in 500 ml of plasma is equivalent to 140 millimole sodium in 1 liter of plasma. So here sodium concentration has been reported as low artificially, and this is called pseudo-hyponatremia. This is why we see that though body total sodium content is normal, but due to artificially it is termed as hyponatremia. Now come the second classification, that is hypertonic hyponatremia. It is also called dilutional hyponatremia. What are the common causes of hypertonic hyponatremia? The common causes are acute renal failure, uncontrolled diabetes mellitus, acute alcohol poisoning, infusion of mannitol, sorbitol, etc. In hypertonic hyponatremia, the features may be plasma osmolarity increased, that is more than 295 milliosmol per liter. Then second feature, body total sodium content is normal and clinically euvolumic. Again come question, why body total sodium content is normal here? First we have to discuss the dilutional hyponatremia. In dilutional hyponatremia, different osmotically active substances accumulate in plasma, that is glucose in diabetes mellitus, urea in acute renal failure, alcohol, mannitol, etc. Here the osmotically active substances are glucose, urea, alcohol, mannitol. You know that sodium is also a osmotically active substance. In dilutional hyponatremia, the accumulation of glucose, urea, alcohol, mannitol leading to increased ECF osmotic pressure in comparison to that of ICF osmotic pressure, which leads to producing of hypertonicity in ECF. As a result, water comes out of from ICF to ECF. As we know that water always comes from hypertonicity area, causing increased fluid volume in ECF. As fluid volume in ECF increases, sodium concentration in ECF, which was previously normal, now decreases in relation to increased fluid volume, causing hyponatremia. Though actually there is no loss of body sodium concentration. This is how you see that though there is no loss of body sodium concentration, but as due to there is hypertonicity in ECF, there is it seems to be decreased body sodium concentration, producing hyponatremia. Now come to the third classification, hypotonic hyponatremia. It is also called true hyponatremia. It is the most common variety of hyponatremia. It is also of three types: hypervolumic type, hypovolumic type and euvolumic type. Hypervolumic type means increased body fluid, then normal. Hypovolumic type means decreased body fluid, then normal. And euvolumic type means normal body fluid. Now come what happens in hypervolumic type hypotonic hyponatremia. It occurs following hypotonic fluid gain. I repeat, hypotonic fluid gain. Here hypotonic fluid means osmolarity of gained fluid is less than 300 milliosmol per liter, and as we know that osmolarity depends on sodium concentration, so the actual reason is that sodium concentration of the gained fluid is less than that of plasma. The second feature is here body sodium content increases, but plasma sodium concentration is usually low. Third point, ECF volume increases due to fluid gain, and ICF volume is also increases due to osmotic gain of water into cells, because ECF is hypotonic here. Fourth point, osmolarity in both ICF and ECF decreases and usually associated with edema. Now come, what are the common causes of hypervolumic type? Common causes are congestive cardiac failure and nephrotic syndrome, cirrhosis of liver, hepatic failure, kwashiorkor, protein dosing enteropathies, etc. Now come the second classification, hypovolumic type. Features are, it occurs following treatment of the patients with isotonic or hypertonic hypovolemia by intravenous fluid without sodium chloride. That means the fluid is without sodium chloride. Here body sodium content decreases with low plasma sodium concentration. Number 3 feature is ECF volume decreases due to fluid loss, but ICF volume increases due to osmotic water gain into cells because here ECF is hypotonic. Number 4 feature is osmolarity in both ICF and ECF decreases due to hypotonicity. Now come the common causes. It occurs in conditions with renal and external salt and water loss, leading to isotonic hypovolemia or hypertonic hypovolemia. Extrarenal causes may be hemorrhage, vomiting, diarrhea, burn, etc. And the renal causes are osmotic diuresis, diuretics abuse, adrenal deficiency, etc. Extrarenal cause means the causes that occurs outside the kidney, and renal causes means the causes that occur in the kidney. Now come to the third one, that is euvolumic type. The common causes of euvolumic type are syndrome of inappropriate ADH and hypothyroidism or deficiency of thyroid hormone, and Addison disease, that is due to deficiency of cortisol. In euvolumic type, the features may be here plasma osmolarity is low, that means less than 280 milliosmol per liter. Here body total sodium content is normal and ECF volume is also normal. As we know that thyroid hormone and cortisol antagonize ADH hormone activity to facilitate free water excretion. So in hypothyroidism and Addison's disease, there is water retention leading to hyponatremia. These are all about hyponatremia. Now, in your Viva question, a question may become, what are the common causes of hyponatremia? Common causes of hyponatremia are acute renal failure, congestive cardiac failure, nephrotic syndrome, cirrhosis of liver, hepatic failure, hypothyroidism, Addison's disease. Now come to the point, what is the clinical consequence of hyponatremia? Most of the clinical effects of hyponatremia occur due to cellular overhydration. I repeat, cellular overhydration. Signs and symptoms start at plasma sodium concentration less than 120 millimole per liter. Initially, there is nausea, headache, lethargy, malaise, drowsiness. Then when sodium concentration is less than 110 millimole per liter, then may arise confusion, convulsion, stupor, coma, and even death. These are all about hyponatremia. Thank you all.